everyone, and welcome back to the Confessions of a Teenage Witch podcast. My name is Ella and I am your host, and today we're going to be talking about witchy practices that you can do on holiday. Now, I am getting ready to go on holiday, so I'm very, very excited, and I thought that this would be the perfect podcast episode to get me excited for my holiday. So, I love holidays. I find that they are like probably the most spiritually awakening type things ever. Like, I just feel so spiritual when I'm on holiday. I really, really love it. It's the being outside a lot and just the heat giving me lots of energy and being able to swim in the sea and the amount of earthing I get to do on the beach and just like the good vibes, just being away from the busyness and the hustle culture and just being able to relax and be with my own thoughts and kind of think about my practice and new things I might want to add to my practice. And I love watching witchy YouTube videos when I'm on holiday. It is just the most fun thing to do. And there are so many things I have to share today. I haven't written them all down, but I feel like I have so many more things to say than this, so I'm going to be thinking of them whilst I'm making this episode. And is there anything exciting that's happened this week for me to share? I got a new driving instructor, you might know from my prom video, and he is a very good driving instructor, so I'm very pleased about that. I am planning to keep my test date, which is at the start of September. It is on the 9th of September, which is approaching very quickly, but he has said that if I book enough lessons then I will be fine, because I've got like the whole of August that I can just have like lessons every week, so it'll be fine. But yeah, I was a little bit scared. So thank God I don't have to move my test. But yes, I'm going to do 2 lessons a week, and each lesson is going to be 2 hours long, hopefully. And yes, because I've had 12 hours of lessons so far, and I've gone out driving with my dad as well. So paired with going out with my dad and with the lessons, I should be fine by the time I have my test. But it's just crazy the things he was teaching me yesterday that my other instructor didn't teach me. Like, apparently there's a really, really easy way to turn the steering wheel. So you turn like the top of the steering wheel to the bottom when you're going around a corner, and then you turn it back to the top. Like, she didn't teach me that. She was just kind of like, oh, you kind of have to just like feed the wheel like that, and you have to do it really, really quickly. You don't know, you're just going to be there forever. And she said, you got to do it really, really fast, and oh no, now you've overturned it. And I'm like, and then also in my lessons she would have the radio on, which I've already talked about, but I could not, and she was like getting me to go on the dual carriageway and go on and off the dual carriageway, and I'm like, I'm not ready for this. Anyway, so yeah, I'm very happy about that. What I'm most happy about with the driving thing is that I'll be able to drive to more locations to film stuff, and I'll be able to just like go on days out, because like the costs of trains and stuff is ridiculous. I can't believe it. I saw someone talking in a video the other day. They said that I cannot believe that like this person lived in London, I think. They said it's more expensive for me to go and get the train to see my friend who lives in Sheffield than go and get a flight to Spain. Like, inflation at the moment is ridiculous. I just do not. That's how expensive trains are. I've been on a train once, and that was when I went to see Maisie Peters on tour. That is it, because trains are just ridiculous. Like, I've always really wanted to go to Brighton, but like the cost to go to Brighton on a train is just not worth it. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the episode. So, witchy practices to do on holiday. So, what I really, really love is like when you go on a British holiday, like just the vibes. There's just something about it. It's just so nice. And maybe because like some of the places you can go in like England and like Scotland and Wales have like kind of a witchy history, it's really, really fun and magical. But yeah, I will talk about holidays that I've had around the UK at the end of these different things because it's really exciting to talk about. So yes, the first witchy practice that you can do on holiday is to, and this one's very obvious, but there's like a whole new vibe when you do it on holiday, and that is doing like a tarot or an oracle reading. And you can pick like some really fun locations, like you could go and read it on the beach, and you can kind of draw on the energies of where you are, and it's just really, really fun. And I have my Sea Soul Oracle cards, which I'm taking with me. And I love them so much, and I only ever take these on holiday. Like, I don't use them any other time. They are my only Oracle deck, are they? No, I've got the fairy ones as well, but that's not really a proper Oracle deck, I would say. I don't know, I would never go for that. I would never go to that Oracle deck for guidance because it literally doesn't tell you anything. It's not really like... I don't know, I'll do a video on it one day once I've used it more, because I'm going to be making a video about these cards whilst I am on holiday, because I did a review of... Oh no, it wasn't a review. I think I did an unboxing of these when I bought them last year, so I still have that video and I've been saving it because I want to do a video where I talk about like my progress. Not my progress, my... Well, kind of like my progress with these cards, like how I'm getting on with them. Do I still like them after a year? What do I think about them? Because they're really, really nice. They've got like 4 different sections, and then they're all like this really nice kind of sea photography. And I feel like this kind of ruins them and makes them a bit bent, which is really sad. So they've got a bit curved, but they are really beautiful. And also, if you're listening to the audio version, make sure you tap that link and you go and watch it so you can see what these look like, or you just watch the video about them when it comes out. Because I really do not want to put my episodes as video versions on Spotify, just for like personal preference. Because like if you're going to Spotify to listen to a podcast, you want to listen to it. If you want to watch the video version, then go to YouTube, because it is so awkward to try and download a podcast when there's a video version of it. Why do the kids always have to scream around here? Like, it is a lovely place to live. There's nothing to be unhappy about. So I just find it really irritating to use. Like, sorry Spotify, I know you're trying to like boost your platform by introducing video podcasts, but it's just not working for me. And also because of the whole money side, like one day when my channel is monetized, I want to be able to earn the ad revenue from the video. So I want people to have a reason to go over to my channel to watch the video version, so I get the AdSense. And then if not, they can just listen to it. I don't know. It's just more beneficial for me. I don't want to dish out my videos for free. I want to get AdSense for them. I can't believe I'm still waiting for £5. No, not even £5 now. I think it's like £3 AdSense left to earn on my other channel, because my other channel is monetized. I've currently earned £60, but then my next £60 that I've almost earned all of it, I'm just £3 away, so I have to wait for people to watch my monetized videos. My Leve video got £20. I earned £20 on that, which is really, really great, but I have to slowly wait because I tried to make a reaction video this month and it flopped. It's got 50 views. I don't think that it's going to be hitting the big numbers yet. It might do, but I couldn't even get it monetized because I tried to edit it so it would get monetized and then it didn't. Anyway, So yeah, doing an oracle. Did I go back to the start of any other random tangents I created just there? Yeah, we established that Spotify and the new video feature is not something I'm going to be doing. I like to have the MP3. Yeah, we did finish all the loopholes, because sometimes when I'm loopholes, I don't even know. I'm thinking about Max Fosh's stand-up special that I really, the stand-up things, I really want to go and see it. Anyway, right, it is roasting today. Why do they keep having these really cold, rainy days and then suddenly they're like, bam, it's going to feel like 40 degrees today, everybody. Deal with it. At least I don't have to go to work. That is great. Anyway, I have to still do this kind of work, though, in the heat and my room is boiling. But I was like, I'm not filming this in the study where it's not aesthetic. Everyone's going to think it's depressing. I made this Christmas video once in my garage, just because it was the only place that had good lighting, and it looks like I'm making a serial killer documentary. Anyway, sorry I keep going on tangents. Right. So yeah, doing a reading is really, really fun. And also, if you're going on holiday in the summertime, then you can do kind of like a mid-year reading, so it can be a good idea for that. So yeah, the next witchy practice you can do on holiday is to get to know the different plant species in the area you've travelled to. Now, I tried to do this when I went to Iceland last October, and it was really, really difficult because it felt like the dead of winter. It was freezing and there was barely anything alive. So yeah, but it's because I've got the Icelandic plant magic book and I was trying to read it on the bus and trying to understand all the different plants and stuff. But I just really, really, really want to go back to Iceland when it is the spring, when the sun doesn't set, and then really learn about like Icelandic magic. Like, I think it'd be so cool if I could like meet someone who practices Icelandic plant magic, or like just any kind of Icelandic magic, and I like made a video about it. That'd be really, really cool. So one day I'm hoping to do that. But yeah, I definitely want to go back to Iceland like a couple of times in my life, and definitely the springtime next, because it is kind of like more authentic when it's cold to go, but it is difficult to experience other parts of Iceland. So yes, so yeah, when you're on holiday, getting to know different plant species is really, really nice. Getting to kind of see what the energies are like. Like, I really love it when I go to Greece and they have loads and loads of fields full of olive trees. I really love the energies of that and just like kind of getting to know all this different stuff. It's the same with animals and kind of just like different landscapes and different people and just different vibes. It's really nice to experience that whilst travelling. So when you kind of go into that headspace where you're really conscious of your surroundings, and you're kind of like in this kind of aware state, then you can really properly feel like you've travelled there. Because I always think about the idea of how can you say that you've been to somewhere or not? Because like when you ask someone, have you been to this place, they either say yes, no, or I've driven through it. And I'm like, what about when you drive through it but you stop for like a tiny bit and you're only there for a couple of hours? Can you still say that you've been there? Because like on holiday last year, we went to Plymouth and we were there for like 3 hours because I thought it'd be fun if we drove to Plymouth, because the distance to Plymouth from where we were in Salcombe, I think, the distance to go home back to where we were staying, or the distance to go to Plymouth was the same. So I thought, why not go to Plymouth? Even though they're having like this crazy festival, and if we ended up going to the festival, we would be home really late, and there might be loads of traffic when we were trying to get back, I don't know. But we didn't go to the festival, but we were just there for like a couple of hours. And I kind of feel like I've been to Plymouth, but I feel like I haven't actually been there. So it's strange. And it's like when I was looking around Manchester University, I just saw the university. So like I could say that I've been to Manchester, but I don't feel like I've been to Manchester. Because I really wanted to see what Manchester was like. But it wouldn't have changed my mind about the university, because the university was just not for me. So yeah, I think it's an interesting thought. And like, my granddad drives through France a lot because he lives in Spain for some of the year, and he doesn't stop. And I've heard this a lot with people, they drive through France and they don't stop. So then do you say that you've never been to France? Or do you say that you have gone to France if you stop for like, just to go for a toilet break? Does that count? Anyway, that's enough me waffling about that. Okay, so the next witchy practice that you can do on holiday is to get to know that's the last point. I need a holiday. The next one is to do yoga on the beach, and I'm also planning to do yoga by the pool, but I'm not gonna try and slip over. That would be really, really bad. And I really wanted to take my yoga mat on holiday, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'm just gonna have to do yoga on a beach towel, which is fine. Oh god, that was my ankle. I think it'll be fine, just like that. I do wonder sometimes, are we ever going to have an episode where it's not unhinged? I think it's always going to be unhinged, this podcast. So yeah, doing yoga on the beach is something I've always dreamed of, and I'm going to try and do it this time on holiday. I really hope that we're not near like a really, really crazy busy beach. So I hope that there's a beach that we're near where it's not too crazy, so you could kind of do stuff, like I can get some shots for some videos as usual, and I can do a little bit of yoga, because I've only ever done yoga in this country. And something really sad about my last like proper foreign holiday with my family is when we went to Rhodes, I really, really, really wanted to do this yoga class, because the hotel would put on like different activities, and they'd always do yoga around like 8 o'clock in the morning, and even though it was 8 o'clock in the morning, it was already scorching hot by that point. So I just never did the yoga, but I really wanted to, because they did it like right on like this grass near the sea, so you had like a sea view while she did the yoga. And every time I had breakfast, I'd just see these people doing yoga, and I really wanted to join in, but it was just too hot. I just really did not feel like it, but that would have been really fun. And I also felt like it was kind of like a secret club that I felt like I wasn't a part of, so I felt like I couldn't really join. But yeah, so it'd be really fun to do like one of those yoga classes on the beach with like other people one day. I'm really excited for when I like do spiritual retreats one day, and like you get to do stuff like that with other witchy people. Like it just sounds like so much fun. Anyway, so yes, doing yoga on holiday, that is a summer bucket list item for me this year. And also like lighting candles on the beach would just be so pretty, especially when it's starting to get dark, when you've got a sunset. I think like one time, I don't know if I completely made this up or if like my parents talked about it once, so it created like a fake memory in my mind, but we had like these tiny white candles. I still have some of them. I have one up here. And we'd like stick it in the sand and then light it, and then it would create like a little vibe. I think that must have just been like a thought that they talked about what you could do, that you could use these candles for, because my brother and I would have been so young then, it would have been just too much of a fire hazard, too much of like a health and safety hazard to like, oh my god, I swear like my deity figure thinks I have it in for her. Oh my god, the hell. My glass of water almost fell over onto her again. Oh my god. Anyway, so yes, lighting candles on the beach really fun. Or just lighting candles in general on holiday would be really, really nice. And oh yes, I'm going to talk about souvenirs I want to get on holiday. Okay, we're going to add that to the list, because I'm going to talk about that later. I did not actually end up talking about souvenirs, so I'll talk about it in another episode. Because I always say in my podcast, oh yeah, later we're going to talk about this, and then I don't talk about it. And it's like, there's probably people like actually wanting to hear that, because if somebody else said to me that they wanted to talk about that and they didn't end up talking about it, I'd be really sad. So yeah, because it's just really intriguing when someone says they're going to do something and then they don't do it. But I guess I like to keep it interesting on this channel. So anyway, yes, the next one is to meditate in the sea. And this is really dangerous, but I would recommend it. Just be really, really careful. Try and make sure that you don't fall asleep whilst you're doing it, because once I did fall asleep when I was meditating, luckily not in the sea, but you could drown if you are meditating in the sea. So I would just say maybe not meditate in the sea. I don't think that it's safe for me to recommend that to you guys in case some of you drowned, because I don't want to be held responsible for people's lives. So maybe just like practice some deep breathing. And really like appreciate your surroundings. But I meditated in the sea. This was my holiday in Cornwall in 2019, which we're going to talk about later. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk about UK witchy holidays that I've had. Only one of my holidays ever that I've ever done was purposefully witchy, which was my little Glastonbury trip for my birthday. The rest of them, I managed to gatecrash the family holiday and make it witchy themed, which was the Cornwall holiday, but only for like a couple of hours. Anyway, so everyone's having a big chat downstairs, so everyone's getting excited about something downstairs, so sorry about the blah 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 blah. Anyway, so yeah, I was meditating in the sea, Cornwall 2019, got a little vlog of my Cornwall stuff on my other channel. I've got like this really long playlist called like miscellaneous travel videos, which are literally every single travel video I've ever made. Even if I was 12 years old, you can go and watch it. Like if you want to see me go to London to go and see Katy Perry in concert when I was like 12, you can go and watch that. It's on my other channel. It's in the playlist. I'll try and leave the playlist in the description box. Why do I keep... No, I need to stop saying I'm going to leave stuff in the description box and not leaving it there. It's not a good idea. Anyway, so yeah, I was in the sea and I was closing my eyes and I was like starting to meditate. So I just like closed my eyes for like a couple of minutes and I make sure that my feet are touching the ground and that I'm very safe and I'm not going to get into any danger or difficulty, because especially if you are out really far and you start to meditate, that is really dangerous, because you could start getting pulled out further to sea, which is another story. Maybe we won't talk about it today, when I got taken out in a current and I was really quite frightened. So then there was these people that came along and I only remembered this the other I'm going to go and find out what's happening. Anyway, so I was swimming in the sea and then this boat, people in there, they had this like kayaky thing, came up to me, hit me on the head by accident, and then my head kind of went under the kayak, but I wasn't submerged underwater. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I did get trapped under their boat a little bit. And that would have happened anyway, even if I wasn't closing my eyes. It was just they didn't see me. Even though, like, how can you miss someone in the sea? Maybe I should have bleached my hair like bright blonde, then they might not seen me. They would have seen me then. But yeah, it was very, very strange. And yeah, very odd. But anyway, so yeah, that's a strange story. But yeah, you could always meditate in a swimming pool if you're standing up and there's people that you know nearby and there's like a lifeguard and stuff. So yeah, that's an idea. Or just meditate in the bath, or like you get outdoor jacuzzis on holiday. That'd be really, really fun. So yes, The next one is reading on the beach, and this is like the most fun thing to do, but I never really read on the beach because the beach is too exciting for me. Like I don't want to waste my time being at a beach, which I look forward to all year, and then just read. Like I can read anywhere, so I like to go and swim in the sea and just walk around, look at the rocks, go and see if there's any rock pools, and just like experience it and just have fun. And just hours and hours and hours go by, and I'm just living life, just walking around beach, and it's really, really fun. So I never really read on the beach, but if you don't really like getting too mucky and everything, then reading on the beach can be really, really fun. You can read your current witchy research book, or read like a nice little fantasy book, or anything that you like, or a non-fiction of something you find interesting. But yeah, I would definitely not be reading on this beach this year. I'm going to be making the most of the beach, and also because sometimes it can be really, really bright on the beach. So like reading a book kind of hurts your eyes, even if you're wearing sunglasses. The next one is connecting with the elements. There's so many different opportunities to be able to connect with all of the different elements. If it's really, really hot, you can connect with like the element of fire. With the sea, you can connect with the element of water and the air, when it's kind of like there's a nice breeze and stuff. And earth, there's like earth all around you, so it's really nice to connect to all of the different elements. And yeah, it just, everything feels so natural and fun. Like as I said before, you're outside a lot, so you can really kind of connect with the world around you. The next one is earthing on the beach, and this is one of my favourite parts of the fact of going to a beach, and it is so satisfying walking around a beach that's not too hot, because sometimes you go to the beach and it is so hot like you can't walk on the sand. It's like scorching hot, especially like when you're walking on the where the sand is wet from the sea coming in and out. That is the most satisfying thing ever, and just like making patterns on the sand, it's really, really fun. So I absolutely love to do that. And also when you're like earthing on the beach, then you can look for little like souvenirs and keepsakes and things that you can pick up from the beach, and you can also use them in your magical workings, like little shells and stuff. This is my little collection of random items from the beach, which I love. I bought this little shell chest from Cornwall in 2019, and it is really, really lovely. I've got loads of little things in there which I picked up. Like, I just really love broken shells, they're so pretty. I love any kind of shells. I'm finding different coloured ones as well, and this one's a closed one. I think I might have got that at Hunstanton, so that's really pretty. And there's this one as well. So yeah, searching for shells, or beach combing as it's known as, is really, really fun. Just try not to take too many shells, and don't decrease the biodiversity of the beach. So yes. Next one is, I love dressing up on holiday, and I know this isn't as witchy, but if you make your outfits witchy, then I can class it as a witchy thing to do on holiday. So yes, you can wear really fun witchy jewellery. Today I have my little ivy earrings in with my little pentacle necklace, so just little small things like that. And also, if there's any Sabbats while you're away, if it's the summer months, it might be the summer solstice, it might be Lammas, or it might be even one of the other Sabbats. If you are away like other times of the year, it's really, really nice to wear something nice to celebrate, and kind of coordinate your outfit with the colours of that Sabbat. And also, if you like to work with the planets, then dressing of like the different colours that correspond with the different planets on different days of the week could be a fun idea as well. And the final thing I wrote down was trying new foods, and I really, really loved this. I'm really excited to try matcha on holiday. Like, I tried it a couple of weeks ago, but I really, really want to try it somewhere else and just try like a different kind of matcha. I hope it'll be good matcha. I really don't want it to be like bad matcha. But I think I could pretty much like any matcha because it's just so delicious. So yeah, I feel like trying new foods, especially the foods of the place, is a really nice way to immerse yourself in the culture, and to really make loads of nice memories of the place and really get to know it better. So that is really, really fun. So next we're going to be talking about UK witchy holidays that I've had. So as I said, I went to Cornwall in 2019 in the summer, and there's lots of places that I would recommend to visit if you are going there this summer. So the two of them I've been to, and then there's a couple that I might recommend that I have not been to. So the first one is the Witchcraft Museum, and this is in Boscastle. It's this beautiful little village, I think it is, and they have these amazing cliffs and this beautiful like black rock. It is so, so cool. And yes, so we stopped there when we drove to Cornwall because we were staying in St Ives, and St Ives is beautiful. There's not really a lot of like witchiness about it, but it could be witchy to you, because it's like very quintessentially British holiday kind of place, and it's really, really lovely and charming and everything. It's just perfect. But yeah, on the way there, we went to Boscastle first because we wanted to have like a couple stops on the way, and I think Boscastle was actually the only stop that we made because we tried to stop off at a couple of other places. One of them was called like Port something. I think it was the town from like Doc Martin or something, but we couldn't get a parking space, so we didn't end up going there. And yeah, so when we stopped there the first time and I found out there was a witchcraft museum there, I really, really wanted to go. And sadly we couldn't go the first time that we went to Boscastle, but we then had a day driving around Cornwall and we managed to go to Boscastle again, and my parents thought that they would let me go to the Witchcraft Museum. So I looked around all the exhibits and it was really, really cool, and I highly recommend it. It's really, really interesting to learn about. They've got really, really cool artifacts, and they've got a nice little gift shop, and it's just in the perfect location because it's near to other areas in Cornwall, so you can easily go and visit that. So I love that museum, and I really want to go back one day. And they also featured it in the Harry Potter documentary, the History of Magic one. So that was really, really cool to find out, because I had seen that documentary before going to the museum, and then when I was at the museum I didn't even realise that I'd seen a documentary that featured it, and then when I watched the documentary back a couple years later and I saw it, I thought it was really, really cool. So yes, other places in Cornwall to visit is the Eden Project. Now this isn't necessarily like really witchy, but it feels witchy to me because it is like these inside massive domes, and they have loads and loads of plants in them from all over the world. And I might actually recommend some other just like places I love in this country, because the odd time I do get comments of people who are visiting this wonderful nation wanting to know where they can visit whilst they are here. So let me just note these extra ones down that I want to just quickly mention. So yeah, the Eden Project is beautiful, and also they are thinking of they are like developing a Eden Project of the North in Morecambe Bay in the Lake District in Cumbria. So if you are visiting like the North, then you can see the Eden Project, and then if you are in the South, then you can also see the Eden Project, and it is just so wonderful, and it's very like scientific. They've got like these labs that you can go and look at, where you can go and look at different random things, and then they have the huge greenhouses. They have like waterfalls inside, and it's really, really nice. There's also a similar kind of place that you can go to, and I went there on the way to Lulworth Cove, and it is the living rainforest. And I went here, why do I keep saying here? I went there for my birthday in it was last year. It was my last birthday, so when I turned 17, because I thought it'd be like a fun place to go for my birthday. And I actually have the living rainforest bag here, and it is kind of like a mini Eden Project, and it also has animals in it. So that is a really, really nice place to visit if you love botany, you love like green witchery, and you love plants. It really does feel like you go to the rainforest for the day, because it is so hot and humid. It has the same climate as like a real rainforest to keep all the plants alive, so that's a really, really nice place to visit. It's in a place called Hampstead Norreys, I think. I think it's near Reading. I'm not sure. You'd have to Google it. It's somewhere around that area, which is kind of near London. So I highly recommend to go to the Living Rainforest as well as the Eden Project. So yeah, going back to Cornwall, there are other places in Cornwall which are really cool. One that I haven't been to, which I'd really, really love to go to, is Tintagel. That is definitely how you pronounce it. Because someone who was my friend, she went there a couple of years ago, and she was telling me about it, and she didn't know how to say it, and it was really, really sweet, and I felt really bad for correcting her. But it is really, really cool. I have heard I really, really want to go, and it is like it has like loads of like ancient sites, I think, and it's kind of like got the it's got kind of like old ruins of like the like the old legends of like King Arthur, and like there's the circular table thing, and like the sword in the stone, and I don't really know that much about it. Like the Lady of the Lake, like all of the old English folk tale-y stuff. I literally know nothing about this stuff. I've just seen a couple of films like The Kid Who Would Be King, so I know like the odd thing. But yeah, that's a really, really lovely place in Cornwall to visit. But anywhere in Cornwall is really, really nice. And also Devon, where I went last year, that is really nice and witchy. It doesn't have loads of like witchiness to it, but like anywhere like on the coast in this country, it just feels really witchy to me. So yes, that is that region of the country. Going over a little bit, we then have like Somerset, and Somerset is the witchiest place that you can go to in this whole country, because you have Glastonbury, which is kind of like the witchcraft hub of England. So I went to Glastonbury for my birthday this year, and it was incredible. So there's loads of witchcraft shops, loads of witchy people milling about, and there's loads to do. There's loads of walks you can go on. You can walk up Glastonbury Tor, and you can see the incredible view. You can see all of the fields where Glastonbury Festival goes on, and yeah, it's just like the perfect place. It's one of my favourite places in the whole world. So if you are ever near Glastonbury and you're interested in witchcraft and paganism, then definitely go and check it out. Similarly, Bath, I've heard, is a really nice place to go. I haven't been. I've always wanted to go. That is near Glastonbury, and if you want to kind of connect to the water element, they have like these old I think they're Roman baths, which you can go and visit and see, and it's got really cool architecture. So yes, moving away from that side of the country, where else do we have to talk about? Like Dorset is beautiful. It's not really, I don't know if it's got any witchcraft history in it, but you can like go fossil hunting on the beach. When I went on a residential when I was around 12 to Dorset and Lulworth Cove, we went fossil hunting on the beach, and I still have some of my little rocks that I found with little fossils in them. So it's a really fun thing to do. If you want to go fossil hunting there, the place that we went is called Kimmeridge Bay. So they have tons of it. Like, all of the rocks are covered in fossils, and you can be the first person to discover these fossils. So highly recommend that. And then going northwards, somewhere that I would love to visit this summer is called the Rollright Stones. Why am I finding that so hard to say? I don't know. But I saw it on a documentary the other day. It is this stone circle which is on the boundary between the two counties of I think it's Oxfordshire and Warwickshire. So this stone circle, it is a mystery as to who put it there and what was the reason of it. So the documentary that I watched, it went through lots of different things that it could be as to why it is there, and it is so interesting to listen to. Like, they dug up this body nearby, and they thought that this woman could have been a witch because she was buried with like amber and stuff. It's so interesting, and loads of druids love going to the Rollright Stones and going and doing like little meetups there, and the person who was presenting the documentary was like dowsing there, so I really want to get my dowsing rods before I go there, but it's such an interesting place to go. So yes, I recommend there as well. And then finally, my last one that I will recommend, which is like mostly witchy. This one isn't really like, there's not really any witchy, well, you can do witchy things anywhere, but there's no like witchy stuff there, I don't think. I don't know, there must be like old folk tales and like some mythology stuff, I don't know. The Lake District is stunning. If you have the chance to go to the Lake District, it is absolutely beautiful. I've been twice. I went when we were going to Scotland. We went like on the way up, and also we went back down for a day trip, and then we went back. It is just stunning. It is insane. Like, when you're there, it's crazy to believe that it's England, because like a lot of the rest of England looks different to it. It looks like it's like the beautiful English countryside, but on steroids. It is stunning. You have these stunning lakes, these huge hills. It's just gorgeous. So yes, I went there when I went to Scotland, and I also went there last May for my geography trip, because we had to learn how to use a clinometer, and we had to learn how to do field work. So yes, absolutely love that. So I think that's the end of that section of the video. I'm definitely going to be making a lot of the stuff that I said today into more serious YouTube videos. This was a bit of like a crazy waffle, but I hope that it was interesting. I hope that it gave you some recommendations as to where to go on holiday if you are coming to the UK, or if you already live in the UK and you want to visit some witchy places this summer. Please let me know in the comments if you've got any places that you recommend that I didn't talk about, and let me know what your favourite ones are. So yes, now we're moving to the second half of this podcast. So we talk about my 3 favourites of the week. So I've only written down one, so I'm going to have to think of 2 others. Okay, let's just quickly write one. And what was the other one? Oh no, I can't talk about another bit of music. Okay, we'll talk about that next week. What is the other thing that I could talk about? Okay, let's pick something random yet again. Okay, I've got my 3. So the first one this week is the album Vertigo by Griff, and this came out a couple of weeks ago, and I am obsessed. It's been so fun watching Griff release this album in different parts. So she released like volume 1 of Vertigo, and then she released volume 2, and then she released the full album. So she released like a couple songs here and there, so you got to know different parts of the story before she released the whole album. And the songs are just incredible. Like, I would say my favourite songs, but I'd end up saying the whole album. But some of my favourite ones are, obviously the title track Vertigo is so cool. Like, the lyricism on that track is really, really incredible. And like her vocals on the whole album is just insane, especially in the song 19th Hour, which is so beautiful. I obsessed. Anyway, also the song Into the Walls, ever since that came out, absolutely obsessed. It's so beautiful, the piano part that she plays in it, and it's really, really cool seeing the behind the scenes of how she created the sound of the piano. She put like towels inside the actual piano to dampen the sound while she played the little melody. So that's really, really nice, and I love the way she layers her voices in a lot of the track. Her voice in a lot of the tracks is really, really interesting to hear. And when the second volume came out, I thought it was really bad. Like, I thought the songs weren't great. But since I've listened to it more and more, I actually really, really love those songs. And I think it's really cool as well that she produced like almost all of these songs completely by herself, which is incredible. And she is just such an amazing producer, so that's really, really interesting to see. And she also makes her own clothes. She's just so inspiring. So yeah, I did see Griff open for Dua Lipa a couple years ago, and I really wanted to see her this year, but I didn't get a chance to go because I didn't feel like going on my own. I didn't have anyone to go with. So yeah, hopefully next time she's touring and I'm not busy, then I'll be able to see her, because she is an incredible artist. But I'm so happy that I've seen her already at least once, even though it was a couple of years ago before her new kind of era. But I'm so happy that she's finally got a debut album, because I feel like she's been around for like a little bit now, but she hasn't had a debut album. She's been because I've been listening to Griff for longer than I've been listening to Maisie Peters, and Maisie Peters is currently recording her third album, so it's been a while. But I think that it's because Griff has been touring a lot with different singers, so she's been really trying to find her voice with this album, and I find this album is very different to her first project that she did, like her first EP, which is actually on the wall. Is that one there, the white one? I can't get my finger to land just right. And there's also Griff, which is there. I can't see because the recording thing is over where I'm trying to point. It's the one with the circle next to Dua Lipa. But yeah, so I highly recommend you go and listen to Griff if you haven't listened to her before. She was the Brits Rising Star a couple years ago, so she is extremely talented. So yes, the next one is something really, really ridiculous, and I don't think there's anything in here for me to talk about. It is my new sunglasses. So I have to wear glasses for long distance, which is really sad for me. I really don't I didn't like it for a while, but now I'm finally starting to get used to it after having them for a year. I had to get some prescription sunglasses because there's no way in hell that I'm wearing contact lenses. They freak me out. So I got some ones from Specsavers, and I didn't like any of the normal Specsavers ones. Like, none of them were anywhere near decent. I don't know why. Like, none of them were like nice sunglasses. They all looked really plasticky or just not my style, and none of them were even like those jokey sunglasses, the ones that look cool but they also look kind of weird. So yeah, I then thought, okay, I'll look at the designer ones then, and then I fell in love with these ones, which you'll see in my video, so I guess I don't really need to show you today. Yeah, I'm not getting up. too tired. But yeah, you'll see them in my videos. They're like big pop star glasses ones. They were a bit more than I think we had budgeted for. But I think it's really worth it because like being able to go out for walks and be able to see everything is really, really important to me. So yes, that's my second favourite of the week. And my last one is Sodalite. I'm just obsessed with Sodalite. It is so beautiful. And I saw it in the museum a couple of weeks ago. They had like a Sodalite, like 3 Sodalite dolphins that are attached to each other carved. And it's just such a gorgeous crystal. So yeah, that's the crystal of the week. I bought 2 of them because I'm just obsessed with how both of them look. So yeah, I bought these last year on holiday and it's so cute. So yeah, that is the end of the podcast. As I said in the last one or the one before, I can't remember which one it was, I'm taking a break from the confession section until someone sends in a confession. So if you have any stories to tell us about literally anything, leave it in the comments down below and I will add it to one of my episodes. I will read it out. You can become famous. So yes, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry that I waffled quite a lot, but I was trying to make sure that this podcast wasn't 10 minutes long. So I hope it's been interesting, hope it's been fun. If you are travelling this summer, I really hope that you have safe travels. I hope that you have a really, really fun time. If you want, you can let me know in the comments where you are going to. And yes, I will see you guys soon. I'll see you next week for the next episode. Same time, same place. See you then. Bye.